The gentleman has withdrawn the comment. There's nothing to be taken down. The gentleman will proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So once again, we have my friends on the other side of the aisle wanting to coddle forces that are participating in the intimidation of school board members across the country.
I move the gentleman's words be taken down.
And the reason why they...
Mr. Chairman,
The reason why...
Mr. Chairman, imputing motivation constantly, that's ridiculous.
The reason why I contend that is this very amendment.
What?
I've asked that his words be taken down. He just said that the members on the other side of the aisle want to coddle people. That was his words. Coddle people who intimidate school officials around the country.
I will rule that that is within permissible comment in a debate.
So the gloves are off.
The gentleman will proceed.
Mr. Chairman,
We will respond in kind.
Mr.
You already
Chairman,
have. The gentleman will proceed.
Mr. Chairman,
The gentleman will proceed.
we're appealing the ruling of the chair. We're appealing the ruling of the chair.
There is no ruling of the chair.
You ruled that it was in, you ruled that it was
A
permissible.
ruling of the chair can only be in response to a point of order. There was no point of order, and no point of order is in order, and the gentleman will proceed.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. So therefore, I rise in opposition to this amendment, which would ban the Federal Bureau of Investigation from creating or utilizing a threat tag of edu officials or any similar threat tag with respect to parents voicing an opinion about the upbringing and education of their children. This is something that is unnecessary. It seeks to tie the hands of the FBI from investigating the escalating threats of violence directed at school board members across the country. This amendment is supported by my friends on the other side, and I'll leave to the imagination of the listeners out there why they support this amendment, but I'll tell you it's to defang the FBI from being able to investigate these complaints. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I will yield back.
Time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman yields back for what purpose does Mr. Clintock seek recognition?
To speak on the amendment?
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can't tell you how many Tea Party members over the years have told me that they dropped out of politics during the Lois Lerner rampage for fear of being targeted by the IRS. It wasn't that they had been targeted. Only a few people had actually, or in organizations, had actually been targeted. But enough had been to spread fear and to intimidate many from participating in their own democracy. It was the threat. It was the possibility. It was the fact that an agency that we loaned the most terrifying powers of government to was coming after individuals because of their temerity to exercise their First Amendment right to petition their government for redress of grievance and to exercise their freedom of speech. The Democrats say that this provision is superfluous because ordinary citizens exercising their First Amendment rights would never be targeted by the Department of Justice like that. Well, so why not say so? Why not make that graphically clear so that nobody feels intimidated into being silent when their conscience compels them to speak, especially to speak to their elected representatives? I find it disturbing that Democrats would oppose this measure, which simply promises not to do what they swear they won't do. Why not put it in writing? Perception can often be just as compelling as reality, and I think the Democrats' opposition to this simple amendment strongly reinforces that perception and suggests that it might indeed become reality. I'll yield to the ranking member for...
The gentleman yield.
To the gentleman from California, Mr. Issa.
Mr. Chairman, you and I have served on this committee together for over 20 years. I would hope that the kind of accusations, whether ruled in order or not ruled in order, be discouraged. You and I have, over the years, disagreed on legislation, but never do I remember your questioning my motives. And I would hope that in the cool of the votes that we're going to go take, that we all reset back to people do disagree, and with good purpose. This side of the aisle, of course, is quite upset about the potential targeting of parents, and we've made that clear. And so I would hope we all reset. And with your leadership on your side of the aisle, I think that's possible, and I certainly hope we would do it. And I thank the gentleman for his time. I thank you for yielding.
The gentleman yields back. I would remind my colleagues that the House rules of decorum require members to avoid personalities, in quotes, with other members. This means that members must not impugn the personal motives of other members or speak of other members in a derogatory fashion. To help us observe these rules, I encourage members of this committee to address their remarks to the chair and to refrain from referring to each other in the second person. Votes have been called on the House floor. Therefore, we will stand in recess until immediately following the last vote.